they've developed the corn to be a pesticide factory that is producing its own pesticide, not only in the top of the plant but in the root system too. So it's getting, the plant itself is killing the soil.
Right, and people consuming GMO corn are in fact consuming pesticides. It's no different than drinking a can of pesticide.
Before I really understood about GMOs, it was about eight years ago. I had got some boar goats, and I kept losing them. They kept dying. I didn't know why. They kept dying on me, and I butchered a billy, and he had a big tumor right by his heart. He looked good. He was putting on weight, but I noticed he had a heart. He was out of breath a lot. He just didn't have a stamina, you know. And so I found this big tumor in his heart, and so then I started realizing, well, why did I lose all these other goats? So I went back to the person that I got the goats from, and he was feeding them cotton burrs as a roughage. And these cotton burrs are probably one of the most toxic things that we have. It's because not only are they GMO and produce their own pesticides, the defoliant they use to take off the foliage before they harvest the cotton, that's Agent Orange. You know, that's the defoliant that they use, so when they harvest the cotton, they just get the lint and don't get any of the leaf. All that falls off. You know. So,
and they're still doing that?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's all still common practice, you know.
Well, any Vietnam veteran that was injured by Agent Orange ought to be appalled by that.
Well, of course, and they are growers up on the Panhandle that are trying to grow organic cotton and trying to get a movement going to grow organic cotton.
Yeah.
And they are people out there that are trying to overcome this problem.
Right.
But I just looked up how many acres would you think that we're in cultivation under GMO products where they have Roundup ready seed they're planting?
Right, and you're talking about corn.
And not only corn.
Yeah, right.
90 million acres.
Yeah.
Across the United States.
Yeah.
90 million acres, and that's just corn.
So,
that's not soybean, alfalfa, cotton, sugar beets, all these other canola, all these other things that they, milo, all these other things that they're doing the same thing with.
Right.
And you know, and 90 million acres of just corn. I hadn't looked up the rest of it.
And that
to find the total number.
For the viewer, that in other words, they're growing 90 million acres of GMO corn that if it were grown organically would be 20 times more nutritious. So the GMO corn is 1/20th the nutritional value of organic corn.
That's right.
And then they're destroying the soil on top of it.
And it just keeps going on and on. There's, you take, used to it'd take 8 pounds of grain to produce 1 pound of meat. 20 times, so now it's 20 times 8, that's 160 pounds of corn to produce 1 pound of meat.
Yeah.
You know, and what is the price? That's going to force the price. You know, these feed yards are not going to be able to stay in business.
Right.
Because there's so much, they have to feed so much to get so little.
Well, even worse, the consumer is going to be pushed to pay $15, $20, $30 a pound for beef.
Of course,
it's
they
insane.
have to. They have to survive.
And that's one reason the price of meat has gone up so much is this GMO corn. It's taken so much to produce a pound of beef.
Now the other side, what they'll say is we've doubled production.
Sure.
You know, by weight, and that's why they get paid. They get paid by the weight.
Yeah.
Not by the nutritional value or the taste.
Right.
Strictly by the volume. And so that's what they're doing. They're growing inert crap that has no nutritional value in it, but they can grow a whole hell of a lot of it, and it weighs a ton.
Right. So if they double the quantity of GMO corn, then
and they cut their expense down because they're not doing as much cultivation and spraying. That's how they sold it, see?
Yeah.